Okay, good afternoon. 37th CALLERLAB Convention, Monday, March 29th, 2010. This is the asymmetric calling or dancing session. My name is Ceder. I'm from California, and on my left is Randy Dougherty, Arizona, most of the time. And all right, so first off, asymmetric calling is something that we don't see too much of anymore nowadays. In the olden days, as I recall or know about, we do a lot of traveling couple kind of stuff. We have couple number one go out to the right, do something, blah, 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 with couple number two, and then maybe go back home, everybody swing, whatever. Then they go visit couple number three, do something, everybody swing, promenade, you go do couple four. We don't do too much of that anymore nowadays. Nowadays, what happens is we'll have when couple number one leads out to the right, couple number three would simultaneously lead out to their right, okay? And we call that symmetric dancing because when we've got the number one man, if you look at number one man, if he points to the very center of the set and goes straight through, he will be pointing at the number three man on the other side, okay? So if you draw an imaginary line from any dancer through the center of the set, go exactly the same distance on the other side, you get their diagonal opposite. So the number one and three men are diagonal opposites, the two and four ladies are, and so on and so forth. Okay, so when we do symmetric choreography, what happens is when one half of the set is doing something like a right and left through, touch a quarter, whatever, the other side is doing the exact same thing. They're just swapping it on the other side of the set. So that's symmetric choreography. Now, when we get into asymmetry, non-symmetry, unsymmetric, whatever you want to call it, I guess there's one more term. Asymmetric.
You put it on the tape.
Oh no. Okay. So, in any case, if we just start off our sequence with something like couples 1 and 2 roll away, we've activated the number one man and the one lady, but we haven't activated 1 and 3. So at this point, if we have 1 and 2 roll away, the number one man is now diagonally opposite the number 3 lady. We are now in a asymmetric situation, and I call that sex asymmetry because we swap the sexes in some manner. If we have formation asymmetry, we have a different formation or handedness on each side of the set. So, for example, if we have a right hand wave on one side, a left hand wave on the other side, that'd be formation asymmetry. Okay, or we have a box on one side, a column or a line or a diamond on the other side. That's also formation. They're asymmetric. And the third type of asymmetry is sequence asymmetry. Because normally when we've got, like the boys, they'd be in sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, around if you drew a circle around them. Or they'd be in 1, 4, 3, 2, or something of that nature. But if we had 1, 3, 2, 4, that's called sequence asymmetry. And so there's these three different levels of asymmetry, and you can delve into any of them or all of them depending on what your choreography is. There's various methods of getting into asymmetric formations. Number one I call goal posting, and that's when you pick on a particular couple, say couple number one. I'd say couple number one, walk forward, split couple number three, go around one, make a line. Now I have all four heads looking at me. The sides are looking at each other. All right? So that's one way of getting in. Another way is I could have, like I just mentioned earlier, couples 1 and 2 do a half sachet. And then I could do a bunch of calls. I could have all the boys on one side do some things, all the girls on the other, they're doing something, and then get them back. And since I've just rolled away like couples 1 and 2, I can call something, if everybody's facing their partner, star through. Anybody looking out, California twirl, and we've made it symmetric again. So there's different kinds of asymmetry have different ways of getting in and out of them. Another way of getting asymmetry is something I call traveling couples. I might say, couple number one, promenade halfway, stand behind couple number three. Okay, so we got a box over there, and we got sides might move in and pass the ocean and do a few things, and so we've got one box and one wave. Another thing I do a lot of is I use the terms near and far. And near means the people that are closest to me, dancers closest to me. Far would be the ones furthest from me.
Texas.
In Texas.
Far Texas. That's where I'm from.
Yes.
Just thought I'd throw that in.
Thank you.
That's spelled P-H-A-R-R.
Oh. Is that where Dan Quayle's from?
I don't know him.
He had trouble spelling too. Okay. Where was I? Oh yes. Okay. So for example, from a squared set, if I had sides squared through 4, so they're all facing a corner, I could say the near box do a right and left through, while the far box pass through. So near would be the 4 people closest to caller, or the number 1 position in the square, and far would be the people in the back. You can also get more complicated by that by having the near 6 do something. Another thing to do asymmetry, get in, is you could say tag the line, face the caller, face the music, whatever your term is. Everybody could be looking at you. There's several other ways to do that I listed here in the paper. I think I'll skip those right now. And I will hand it over to Randy Dougherty, and he'll entertain you for the next hour and a half.
I don't think I have that much. Well, we'll get a square up here shortly, because when we do asymmetrical things, when you're watching the square, you really won't be able to tell a whole lot until we get to the situations where we have 4 boys, maybe looking at 4 girls. You won't realize some of the asymmetry stuff. And that's why we have some of the dancers that volunteer to wear the pennies so we can check it out. One thing about asymmetrical that I like to tell people is you have to start thinking outside the box. Don't do it the way you've always done it. Number 2, you have to use good judgment. A little bit of this stuff goes a long, long way. If you did a whole tip of it in a night, they probably had way too much of it. Okay? We're familiar with the term phaser, formation, arrangement, sequence, and relationships. When you're doing unsymmetrical choreography, you want to pay very close attention to not just so much the formation and arrangements, but more concentrated on sequence and partner pairings, partner relationships. There's a lot more emphasis put on those 2 things. You want to eliminate sex calls. You want to start talking ends and centers. Eliminate any sex calls like box the gnat and star through and slide through and those kinds of calls, because you'll have troubles, okay? The way I like to start off if I'm going to do something is, for instance, if you say number 1 couple, half sachet, you've got an asymmetrical setup. And you can do all kinds of things without getting way off base going into unsymmetrical calling by just keeping in mind that number 1 couple is the only one that's sashayed. You say the head square through 4, meet your outside pair, swing through, and the centers run, and you Ferris wheel, and anybody know how to get out from there? If you pass through, you would normally have your corner there, but it's the same sex for 4 of them. So you could say centers pass through, same sex element left for some of you, and everybody swing your partner. What I would have done is said centers star through, and number 1 couple, California twirl. Does everybody see that? How many don't? Want to see it with dancers? Can we get our square of dancers up? Z is, the sewer put it on the wrong. I don't know. If you have it inverted. Okay. Number 1, let's do the one I just talked about. Number 1 couple, half sachet. And the head square through 4. So 3 of the couples are feeling just like really warm, fuzzy feelings, but number 1's a little worried, okay? Swing through. Centers run. Ferris wheel. So we got 2 boys looking at 2 girls here. So you could do a pass through and you could say Alaman left. By definition, they can do that. A lot of people don't realize that they can. Some people think we have to say wrong way Alaman left or same sex Alaman left, but the definition of Alaman left allows this. But I would call star through And number 1 couple, California twirl in your home. Very good. Side. Number 2 couple, half sachet. Square through 4. If we don't make this, we'll know who to blame, right? Swing through. Centers run. Notice I said centers because if you don't say centers, if you said boys run, you're going to have trouble. That's why we said eliminate the sex part of it. Ferris wheel. Centers pass through. If I call star through from here, I'm going to be in deep doo-doo. In my mind, I'm thinking 0 box here. Okay? So I'm going to say pass through and everybody face in. Now in my mind, I have a corner line. How many people know what a corner line is? Okay? It's the lines of 4 with the corner. Even though number 2 couple is a little weird. Excuse me. Pass the ocean. Centers trade. Recycle. Did I change anything? Nope. They're still looking at went from a corner line to a what? 0 box. Step 2, a wave. Good luck, number 2. Relay the doozy. What am I in now? Same thing, but in a wave. So it's still a 0 box in my head. I'm going to do a swing through, followed by my little magic module, which is like AC-doocy. In circulate, centers trade. If you call girls circulate or boys trade, you're in trouble again. So now I know everyone is with their what? So I can just say swing, her, promenader. Promenader, the way you were taught. And you could do that. You could say, okay, let's have 2, 3, and 4 half sachet. And now you can have the head square through 4 and then go through your relay the doozy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Go ahead and do it. All right. Yeah. And we're back to the 0 box. You can do all kinds of inverts and rotates and all kinds of things so that you can just do some modules and you really in your mind you're just keeping track of the formations and stuff. Heads face in. Couples 2, 3, and 4 half sachet. Really neat get out ahead, huh? Whatever got you into the mess can usually get you out of the mess, okay? Number 3 couple half sachet. Couples 1, 2, and 4 promenade half. Good. Heads back away. Head positions back away. Good. They are the heads, aren't they? Notice I got the heads over here. Sides are facing. Sides do a right and a left through. Back away sides. Heads, figure out who's your leaders. Zoom. Number 1 couple walk across the square. Number 3 half sachet. Did he go in front? Number 1 California twirl. You're home. All right. Don't encourage me. Number 1 couple walk over face number 3. Number 3 don't move. You 4 veer right. Sides down the middle do a right and a left through. And a quarter more. This is another one that Vic was talking about. You got lines of 4 that are here are left face. Here they're right face. Notice the unsymmetry because we have all the heads on this side of the square and all the sides on the other. Do something that gets it back out quickly. And I could say those facing pass through. Bend the line, pass through, wheel and deal, center sweep a quarter, and they're just amazed at your magic that you can do, okay? 1 and 2 do a right and a left through. These are trained professional callers. If you did that cold at a dance, they ain't going to make it, are they? So you got to make sure you help them. Now, I could say heads do something, and they're probably going to have trouble. And if I say new head couples or head positions, it'd be the helpful words that you want to give. So I'm going to say new heads touch a quarter. Centers walk and dodge. Notice pass through, trade by. Old heads. I hate to use that word in Arizona, but old heads do a right and a left through, and the sides, they're looking at each other. Would you star through? Heads slide through. There's the line. And notice here I've got them, everyone with what? Opposite, but I've got all the heads together down there. I got to keep that in mind too. All pass through. The line facing me as couples trade. Excuse me now. Bend the line.
Now, would you normally do that at a dance? Go down and help the square?
If only if I had one square at it. Okay. So I know, look at what's happened now. I got symmetry back, didn't I? And I know everyone's got opposite ladies, so I'm going to do a neat get out that I've got. Okay. Are they in sequence? Check them in. 1, 2, 3, 4. The girls have their opposites. Are the girls in sequence? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So it's all set. Boys extend. Make a wave, boys. Swing through. Center boy trade. Center boy run. New center boy hinge. Boys, check out your diamond. Circulate it. Twice. Girls, wake up. Alaman left. Promenade home. Surprise, surprise. Okay. All right, here we go. Sides. Lead to the right. Do a right and a left through. As you get into Vic's handout, he's got this one on it. Very similar. Everyone remember what couple number you are. An 8 chain your couple number. Good luck. Some challenge callers have troubles with this. Okay. Check out your symmetry here. Remember what he said about the sex symmetry and all of that. I got all the boys over here. Are they in, they're in nice sequential number, 1, 2, 3, 4, but are they in sequence? No. Okay. They're not in sequence, guys. In each box, zoom. First couple go left. Second couple go left. Third couple follow. Everyone keep going, promenade. If I said that before without doing my zoom, they would have a train wreck. Okay? Good. Heads lead left. This is the one I think that you have on your paper, isn't it? Well, I only saw it for a couple of seconds. Do a right and a left through. I wish I'd looked at your notes more. No, you can't do the 8 chain your couple number from here. Do a right and a left through again. This is the way it was. Okay. Remember your 8 chain number, or your couple number, and do an 8 chain your couple number. So now instead of having all facing north or whatever, now they're all facing what? West. All right? Or whatever. In your own box, zoom. Everyone follow your original leader way down at the foot of the column. Boys, cloverleaf, follow the leader to your left. Girls, cloverleaf, follow to the right. Girls make a star of Venus. Boys make a star of Mars. Keep turning your stars. One like Venus and one like Mars. Everyone freeze. Okay. I don't know how many people use Venus and Mars, but we used to have the old thing where you did like exchange, where you took the boy's star and made it over to where the Venuses were, and the Venuses came Mars. And it's kind of cool, but it's like demolition derby when they cross. So, depending on how many times I want to do that sequence, I usually say, keep turning your star, go. When somebody sees their original partner, pick them up with an arm around and star promenade. And notice everyone feels warm and fuzzy and they can go home. Okay? Heads, lead right, circle 4, make a line. So we had the 4 boys in one wave and a column, and the girls were in the other one. What if I want to put 4 boys in a line? Can anybody figure out, besides Vic, how to get all the boys in one line and all the girls in the other in less than 3 or 4 calls? 1 and 2 half sachet. Sides box the gnat. How would you do that, Eric? Anybody do it in 1 call? You're close, Eric. I put 3 boys together. Right, Wendy. She's got the right idea, okay? Think about what we're trying to get. Don't worry about sequence and partners. You could say number 1 and 2 boy with the girl you see box the gnat. Today. And you accomplish what you wanted. Many times you're 1, 2 calls away, 3 at the most, of trying to manage your formation. Now check out sequence, though. Look at the girls. They're 4, 1, 3, 2. They're kind of symmetrical because we have the head ladies in the middle and the side girls on the end. So in that respect, they're symmetrical. The men are what? 1, 4, 2, 3. So over there we got the side men in the middle. Here's how I would, if I did not have a memory routine, here's how I would do it. Pass through, half a tag. Where's the center of the square? Everyone face the center of the square individually. Center 4, pass through. Everybody's looking at a girl, star through. All right. I'm starting to look now. I'm glad you guys are wearing your pennies. Look at this and look at this. He's got hers and he's got the other one, or she's got him. They're just switched around here, okay? So if I say the line in front or the line farthest from me, which Vic was talking about, partner trade. The far line, P-H-A-R-R. All right? Notice I'm really close to getting them all back and everyone in symmetry here. What would I call? Two ladies chain, but that's going to screw up my flow. I want to do a neat get out afterwards. Reverse your flutter. All the girls extend, make a wave. I knew they were in sequence. I knew they all had partners. You're going to want to order this just to get this one get out. I guarantee you. Left swing through. Center girls trade. Center girl run. New center girl hinge. Same center girl slide way apart. Everybody wake up. Alaman left. Square you set. So, again, you got to be careful with it. Okay? And you try to figure out how to get the sequences to balance. He talked about unbalanced formations. Number 1 lady, lead to the right. Split that pair, turn right around 1. Number 1 man, go across the square. Split number 3, turn left around 1. Notice, lines of 3 here. Number 4 couples over by themselves. Very weird formation. Okay? Number 4, wake up. Promenade around the outside around 5. Why do you look at me like that? It's legal, okay? What the L is that? That is a letter L. That's what that is. Everybody, Alamanda left with your left hand. Come back 1, promenade home. Now, if I was calling with Vic, I'd get that line of 5 over there, this line of 3 over here, and then I'd say the line of 3 is a unit. Lead right and take it, Vic. And I guarantee you he'd work out of it, wouldn't you, Vic? Yeah. Number 1 couple stand back to back. Separate around 2. Make lines of 3, 6 to the middle and back. Those 6, if you're standing next to the same sex, put your arm around each other. Those people become a couple. Okay? Those 6, the same sexes work as a couple. Those 6 go forward, up, and back. And those 6 have 3 girls go into the middle for a flutter wheel. It'll be 4 against 2. All right? Again, you're right on the verge of different, but yet not too difficult, depending on how you can help them. And now, all of a sudden, I got a weird formation. I got to say, well, I'm going to get out of here. Well, I look at this. Number 3, I want to make a balanced line out of it. Number 3, promenade outside, 1/4. Stand behind that couple. Look at your box, and you 4 zoom. The center spread. Look at that. It's symmetrical again. I wish I had a get out. Pass through. Half a tag. I think I got one. In, circulate. Swing. Her. Promenade. You guys are catching on to this stuff too easy. All right. Do you want to kind of pick up? I got my trapezoid and isosceles and my heptagon. Do you want me to go through that, or you want to? Okay, I'll let you play with them. It's coming up though.
All right, I'll play with you guys for a little bit here. Let me show you one way I resolve asymmetry, because I do a lot of sight calling with it. I just like call, and then I figure out what to do. And one thing I do a lot is I keep each group of 4 symmetric. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let's have the heads star through. All right? Now just the near column, do a double pass through. Straight ahead, all the way through. Now, the first time you call this on a floor, you say, just the column of 4 closest to me, only double pass through, and they still have problems and whatever. So,
run over there like I did then, or what?
Well, I will give them plenty of time by, pointing them out and picking on them, whatever. But, so what I've done, and here's another thing I do a lot when I'm calling asymmetry. I let the dancers know they're right. I'll say, check a box of boys, you have a box of girls, all the girls on one side, the boys in a right-hand setup, whatever I'll say. I'll say a lot of cue words so that they're not panicking. They're in the correct formation. All right? Let's have everybody hinge, and each wave fan the top. All right. Now, these to me are standard asymmetric waves, as best as you can get. What I've got, notice I've got all 4 girls in a wave. Okay? And in that wave, I have the side girls are in the center, and the head girls on the end. So the girls in your wave of 4, you are symmetric. Okay? Because the side girls are opposite, so are the head girls. The center point of the asymmetry is in between the center of the wave. The boys also have that same formation. You have the head boys on the end and the side boys in the middle. One-handedness is, girls have a left hand setup, the other handedness is right hand. Whenever you have this situation where you've got 2 identical formations, one is right-handed, one is left-handed, you can just say those facing pass through, and you will be symmetric. Those facing pass through. Everybody do an Alaman left your corner, score your set, you're right there. Alrighty. So let's have the heads this time star through and spread apart. Check lines. This time the far box pass through. Okay, I'm really over there. Okay, good. Okay, so now we've got the same situation again. Boys in a right-hand two-face line, side boys in the middle, head boys at the end. It's symmetric. Similarly for the girls. You've got a symmetric left-hand two-face line, sides in the center, heads on the end. Let's have the centers trade. Notice that didn't do anything to the symmetricness of each line. Okay? So at this point, I can have those facing pass through. And we are symmetric again. Okay? That is really cool to know. Because what you can do is you can have the head star through, near column double pass through, call a bunch of 4 dancer calls each side. Girls are doing one thing, boys doing the other thing. They don't have to be doing the same call. So let's bend the line, star through, zoom, centers pass through, Allemande your corner. You're back at home. Okay, so for example, the head star through and spread. The near box pass through. Boys wheel and deal. Girls bend the line. Boys swing through. Girls pass the ocean. Boys spin the top. Girls recycle. Girls sweep a quarter. Boys go right and left through. Boys Dixie style to a wave. Girls pass the ocean. It's like a battle of sexes. Look at this. I just call. And then I know I have each wave symmetric. Then all I have to do is say, those facing pass through. Go ahead. And we are now symmetric again. All the heads are in the middle, sides are on the end. Let's have all the ends fold. Look at same, good. Square through 3. Trade by, Alaman left, promenade home. So that's one of the main points I'd like to get across, is that if you keep each side symmetric, one left, one right, do whatever you want, as long as you don't call any asymmetric calls each side, like the number 1 girl run around 2, or something of that nature. You can always resolve by calling those facing pass through. You're back symmetric. I noticed you grabbed your mic. Did you have a...
No.
Oh, you just playing with it. All right. They shouldn't have me up on these things. I didn't say anything. Let me show you a few of the sequences I have down here. I do a lot of stir the buckets in California. We stir the bucket usually before we do the singing call. Some areas of the country don't seem to do that. But here's one that I use a lot. Of course, I've already done 1 or 2 asymmetric sequences in the patter tip so they get the idea what's going on. Couple number 1, lead to the right, make an arch. Let couple 2 dive through. Couple 2, lead right, make an arch. Couple 3, dive through. Very good. Couple 3, lead right, make an arch. Let couple 4 dive through. Don't worry about that. Couple 4, lead to the right, look at me. And then I say anybody who's left looking out, California twirl, because they don't always remember to do that on the dive through. Okay, so we stirred the bucket. All right, why don't you unstir it? Unstir, yes. Here's another one I like to use. Couples 3 and 2 go right and left through. Sometimes you have to wait a while for them to figure it out. New couples 3 and, maybe I need my sheet here. Let's see, 3 and, new couples 2 and 4 go right and left through. No. New couples.
He said new. Old number 3.
Okay. New couples 2 and 1 go right and left through. And you've stirred again. So there's a lot of ways of stirring the bucket from here.
I might mention that as callers, when we teach, we've finally got where number 1 on our list now is identifying boys, girls, numbers, head positions, side positions. And most callers are pretty much guilty of giving them a teach saying, okay, if you have your back to me, you're couple number 1. And then we count counterclockwise as couple 2, and that's couple 3, and that's couple 4. And then you never tell them that again. You don't give them the chance to learn their numbers. And so by the time they become plus, you say 1 and 4 do something, and it's like a war zone. Because they only had a 30-second teach, and you didn't reinforce it all the time. And you kind of dropped off the numbers, and maybe you're the caller that always says heads do something or sides do something. And you don't reinforce that, hey, if I have one of the sides at the head of the set, I need to say new heads or something to that effect. Reinforce those basics. You got some more stuff?
I got lots. You can go take a...
Okay,
you can do your strange things.
No, I don't want to do that.
Look at all that stuff. Unstir. Want to go for it?
Oh, sure. You say heads half sachet. If you've been working asymmetrical stuff, the dancers are already starting to get the feel like, oh, this is going to be one of those asymmetrical things. Now, if you're calling mainstream or plus, you have to be careful of what you're going to call next. But you say all the people in the girls' positions, which would be bells, chain 3/4, and we're doing a sex check. Skirt work. Okay, is it asymmetrical now or not? No, it's not. But the dancers don't know that. And so you can just sight call like you normally would, okay? Real men square through 2. All slide through. Couples circulate. Bend the line. Pass through. The far line from me to a couple's trade. Excuse me. Okay, so now, what about this now? Definitely asymmetrical, okay? So you got to be careful. All right, the front line do a partner trade. Are they still unsymmetrical? Yep. Step 2, a tidal wave. All the girls trade. All the boys run. Center 2 couples is couples trade. In couples is couples trade. The couples that are facing me, couples trade. What was that, Bruce? Guess what? All right. Bow to your audience. Okay. But depending on what you call next, you could get out of the asymmetrical thing that we did. If I say each side, bend the line, watch what will happen. Do that. Each side. Of course, you only do this with good mainstream people. Okay. I'm all set. I can call, swing through and turn through for a get out. If I'm calling advance, I call swap around for a get out. Undo what you did, guys. I want to show you how I come about this. If you're unsymmetrical, like right here, if I said 4x4 to bend the line, I'm not getting what I want. If I say 4x4, bend the line, the center 2 people are backing away. Now I'm still unsymmetrical because I got couple 1 looking at couple 3. Okay? Can you all go back where you were? I happened to be calling along one time and I said, I wasn't doing asymmetrical, and this is what really kind of got my curiosity. I said, as couples explode the line, which I thought, oh, this is cool. And are you familiar with it? Center couples step forward. All the couples face in. All the couples square through one hand. As couples, of course. Okay. What that did was it made something unsymmetrical. And I called and I called and I called and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. So you got to be careful. Sometimes you think you're setting up something symmetrical and it becomes unsymmetrical. All right. Bend the line. Couples 2 and 3, original of 2 and 3, do a right and left through. And all join hands, circle counterclockwise. And you're home. Okay? 1 and 2, half sachet. 1 and 2, promenade outside, halfway around. All the heads, you're looking at me, step to the center of the square. And all the heads face your partner. All the heads swing through. Sides, figure out who's your leaders. And the side leaders do a U-turn back. And those people step to a left-handed wave. All right? Do a left swing through. Perfect. Boys, you have a trapezoid. What's a trapezoid? They don't have a clue. That was 9th grade geometry. So, you can help them out by saying, boys, check out your distorted box. And that doesn't help them either. So then you say, boys, find someone's back to go to, and the boys in your box circulate your distorted box. Ah, now they're getting clever. Boys in your distorted box, it's a trapezoid circulating. Girls in your distorted box, circulate it. Girls in your trapezoid, circulate it. Here's that symmetry where you got all the sides on one side, all the heads on the other. Each wave explode the wave. Those facing out. Crapola. Okay. What I would do, definitely I wouldn't say all couples facing out. I'd say the far line from me, couples trade. Now I'm back home free. Each side bend the line. Everybody circle clockwise. You're home. Now, they've never heard of trapezoids, but they did them. Heads lead to the right, circle up 4, make a line. Okay. Near box to the collar, past the ocean, and those girls trade. Is that what I wanted? Yep. All swing through. Check out your T formation. See your T? Good. Outside 3 girls, raise your hands. You have an isosceles triangle. And they're going, what is an isosceles triangle? It's not an equilateral triangle. Outside 3 girls, circulate your triangle.
Now, you'll notice he only had to give the girls one way of identifying that, where he had to give the boys distorted box, trapezoid, follow it back, blah, 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 blah. The far wave from me, spin the top. The near wave, swing through. Everyone explode the wave. Do I have any symmetry here, guys? Yep, I'm good. Wheel and deal. Square through 3. Act surprised. Alaman left. Heads. Slide right, make lines quickly. Okay. Here's our lines. Again, everybody touch a quarter. The near box to me hinge, the far box do a U-turn back. Find the far 5 from the collar. You have a pentagon. Okay, it's a 5-sided polygon. You tell them that. Those far 5 from me, find a back to go to and circulate. Good. Find the wave of 3 men. You see the wave of 3 men? Do a left swing through, turn left and turn right. The earlier session today was how to be different and yet not difficult. This is different and difficult. Okay? Find the far 5. Pentagon, circulate. The wave of 4, swing through. The others face in. All pass through. All the girls fold. All star through. Those looking diagonally on the diagonal pass through. Those facing the collar tag the line. Those people face me. All bend the line. Hallelujah. No, don't act surprised. Circle left. Keep circling until you have the head men on the ends of lines again. Okay. This is my cool one I think I wrote. The near box, past the ocean, and those girls run while the far box do a touch a quarter. All right. In the line near me, have the center boys hinge. Ignore number 1 boy. Ignore him. The others have a 7-sided polygon. It's called a heptagon. In your 7-sided polygon, find someone's back to go to
Heptagonal circulate. People in the diamond flip the diamond. Good. All the boys run. In the far box, veer left. The others diddly squat. All bend the line. All pass through. Wheel and deal. Centers pass through. Star through. All pass through. Everyone finish slide through. Alaman left. Yes, get home.
Keeping it mainstream.
Yeah. It's not, I didn't say finished. Finish as in Swedish. No, I didn't say that. Yeah. Okay.
Now, I noticed one thing right, the previous sequence that Randy did. He had the girls fold and then called a star through.
Right.
Okay. Now, for example, that works from all sorts of different formations. Let's have couples 1, 2, and 3 do a half sachet. All right? All the heads lead to the right. Swing through. Centers run. Bend the line. Pass through. Okay, where are the girls? They're in some weird, no, they're not in the middle. They're not, they're in a distorted, something or other, right? Okay. Everybody's with their partner though. Okay. Yeah. So we can have any combination of, people with their partners looking out. If we have the girls fold, have the girls fold. Now star through. Now you're pretty symmetric, right? So there's a few tricks like girls fold, star through. I have a few others listed in my handout there. Explode works well to fix things. I call them, either California twirl or star through get outs because they do this. They take something and they make it symmetric. Okay? Everybody tag the line, face in. How do we get out of this, Randy? They're symmetric. It's tough. Okay. Let's do this. Everybody circle about an eighth, and if you need to, half sachet couple number 1. All right. Now, we're getting kind of towards the end here. Does anybody have any questions, observations, or...
Do we have a mic runner? Who was that?
Who wanted to be the mic runner? Anybody want to show off your asymmetry?
Come on up here.
State your name, where you're from.
Don Beck, Massachusetts. I don't do very much non-symmetric stuff, but it still helps to play with it, and especially some of these ad-lib get-outs that Vic was talking about, pass through and the women fold, touch a quarter and the men run, or what have you. The way I get people into non-symmetric situations is I call normal stuff, and after 3 or 4 calls, that square is non-symmetric, and that one over there is non-symmetric. And even though they've made a mistake, I don't want to punish them. I want them to continue to have a good dancing experience. So by calling things that won't mess up the ones that have it right, I can use some of these ad-lib non-symmetric stuff to get those people right without even knowing they made a mistake. And they still feel good about themselves, and it's handy because I've played in my workshop group with this other stuff.
Well, we'll get to you in just a second. I want to expand on his comment that he just made about not letting one of the squares or 2 of the squares look bad, not like it. Can I get another square up? 4 boys and 4 girls quickly right here. We'll move back this table. 4 boys, 4 girls, because you have to see it to believe it. No. I need a boy, please. Ken, can you help us? Dorn, okay? Okay, I will try to. Heads lead to the right. Circle, make a line of 4. Okay. This square has been having trouble all the session, so they've screwed up somewhere along the way. Okay. Get back where you were. Okay. This square only, do a right and left through. Now, you can use this if you've got a square that had a late start or something. Pay attention, Vic, because I got questions after this that I want you to answer for me. So you can try to resolve this, but theoretically it should be this square cannot come out the same as this square if they're in sequence and these people are what? Out of sequence. I forgot to get out. Pass the ocean. Recycle. If you're facing your original corner, pass through.
Now, they probably would have had to have danced a sequence or two first.
This square just became the A list right here. Okay. So notice now, and the difference in the squares is the girls here are all in the center, and here we have all the boys in the center. If you don't take time and let the dancers recognize it, this is really no good to you. Okay? So they say, oh, how is he going to do this? Okay? Everyone, girls have lefts, boys have rights. Everybody hinge the best you can. If you're on the end of the titles, do not move. Okay? The others, the best you can. If I say triple trade, if they're not good triple traders, I usually say the very centers, who are the very centers, we do trade. And the others together do a partner trade the best you can. Each line of 4 on your own side, bend the line. On your own side. Do a right and a left through. Pass through. Trade by and the crowd goes crazy. Alaman a left. Can you tell me why that works, Vic? Because I don't have a clue.
So one's out of sequence, so just that sequence. That's it.
And let me tell you, if I'm calling along and I've forgotten, who the corners are, I can do that because it won't matter. If I check and I thought, oh, this one, did he have the corner? Or was that the corner? If I know everyone's partnered up, and the only thing I can't remember is in or out of sequence, I do that get out, and I know it's going to work for all the squares. It won't necessarily have 4 girls in the middle here and 4 boys over here, but I know it will work.
If they remember their corner.
Obviously, yes. Okay, this square, are we done? Anybody want to share something, this square here without the pennies, you may sit down because you couldn't remember who your corner was.
Okay, I'm Lynn Webster from the Twin Cities. I mainly call it challenge level, but I wrote something called progressive boxes that I use with asymmetricals. Let's have the demo square have the heads lead right circle toe line. Yes, it's mainstream stuff. It's kind of cool. Now, I might not be able to resolve you, but the box of 4, I could probably do that. The box of 4 closest to me do a right and left through. The center box, do a right and left through. Who turns who? Now the far box, do a right and left through. And that's one way, you're not the far box, to set up an asymmetrical setup. Everybody pass through. Wheel and deal. Centers pass through. Touch 1/4. Now if I was the caller or I was standing here, I might say the near box, scoot back. Go ahead. Center box, use the left and scoot back. Now the far box only, scoot back. And hopefully I might be resolving to some symmetry that works here. Everybody do a hinge and the centers trade. Girls run around the boys. Couples circulate. Bend the line. Pass through.
Are they symmetrical, gang?
Yes. Tag the line, face them in. Pass through. Wheel and deal. Centers pass through. Swing your partner. Promenade. Thank you.
Very good, Lynn. Anybody else want to make a comment, question? Some of your good stuff, Vic.
Okay, well, here's one I haven't done yet. Couple number 3, do a half sachet. Couple number 1, promenade halfway, stand behind them. Sides move into the middle, go right and left through, back away. Heads walk into the middle, face your corner, alaman left. Come back, promenade home.
Cool.
Now that's actually one I didn't write. That's from an old Square Dance magazine.
You researched it.
Yes, I researched it. Actually, I have a few of these things up. That's one of the ones that's on my website up there. And that actually works very well. For example, let me show you another variation of it. Couple number 3, half sachet. Couple 1, promenade half. And show you how this works. Then we got all the heads in one on the far box over there. Sides, I can give them a bunch of calls. Sides go right and left through. Flutter wheel. Back away. Let's have all the heads move into the middle. At this point, I give plenty of calls to the heads to get them symmetric. Heads face your partner. We're symmetric, right? Heads swing through. Extend. Girls trade. recycle. Alaman left. Promenade home. So that's kind of another way to get them asymmetric. Because you have the couple number one promenade halfway, stand behind there, have the sides do a few things, sides get out of the way, heads come in the middle, do something that fixes their box of four, and you're symmetric again.
A little bit goes a long ways.
Yes.
And you can't do a whole bunch of this. If you do just one tip of it, it's probably overdone. You can sprinkle it, and they'll have fun. The whole thing is that we are using almost 99% of the time, we're using symmetrical calling techniques, and we're taking away a lot of variety we could give these people. You're taking away reinforcing the basics of what number they are, how to promenade. You know, if you say heads pass through and wrong way promenade 3/4, you'll have an overload on your square almost 90% of the time because they don't know which way wrong way is. I guess they took that off the list. We don't have wrong way promenade anymore. Does anybody know? Oh, is it going back on? Good, because I've been calling it illegally for a while. Your name, please? Oh, yes, I know you. Okay, so for the tape, he said wrong way promenade is going to be going back on the list. Trying to teach people how to promenade and wrong way promenade, if you don't spend the time in class to do it, they're not going to know it, gang. And I always like getting the people to listen, and I tell them when they want to go wrong, put your right shoulder in. When you want to go the right way, put your left shoulder in.
That's good. Let me mention a few more things that I do. Normally, I never call this cold to the dancers. You know, I'll take the first tip or two, warm them up, and then I'll call one of the easy kind of asymmetric things. You know, couple 1 and 2, half sachet, do blah 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 blah. Kind of ease them into it. Another thing is if you've got a crowded hall, it's not a good idea to call asymmetric sequences. Some of the squares are checkerboarding. Because that just really messes them up because they don't know who couple 1 is. They don't know where the near box is or any of that kind of stuff.
Can I insert one other comment? And if you're calling for a gay club, this doesn't mean anything. They got 4 guys with 4 guys all the time. So it's not really impressive to that kind of a club to call something asymmetrical. They can remember who the girls are, even though I can't. But, you know, so be careful when you're doing that kind of thing.
Sometimes in the middle of the sequence, I will say couple number 1, do something. Well, in general, people don't know if they're couple number 1 in the middle of the sequence. So before the sequence starts, I'll say couple number 1 or couple number 2, raise your hand so we identify who they are before we even start doing stuff. Like if we do our 8-chain your couple number. Well, if you've called 7 calls to get them into the correct 8-chain through position, they've forgotten what their couple number is by then. And the final thing is I always give them plenty of feedback. Check a wave of boys. Boys are together. Girls are here. You know, you've got 5 dancers on the far side and a pentagon. You don't just say far 5 circulate. Give them a lot of information. Keep them dancing and happy and keep it easy. Any further questions? Comments?
Anybody want to give away a winner that they've got that's asymmetrical that they really like? I did a seminar that I think is on Clark Baker's website now. It was about gimmicks, and a lot of callers feel this is all gimmicky stuff. I don't think it's so much gimmicky. It's really giving variety and letting them have fun from the normal run-of-the-mill stuff. So, but on that particular website, there's a lot of neat little gimmicks that I think are cool that, you know, 3 roosters and a chicken in the middle, square through 3 and look for your corner. And if you want to, you don't have to. And all of these neat little things. And so there's another site. By the way, I'd like to go on mic right now and give Debbie and Vic a big hand for their website that they put on, because it is full and chock full of tons and tons of material. I research every day off his site.
Ooh. Let's have couples 1 and 2 promenade half. Stand behind your opposite. See, it's tough. All the heads, double passers straight ahead with nobody. All the sides, double pass-through, straight ahead with nobody. Couples 3 and 4, promenade halfway. Which way do they go? The other's California twirl. Ta-da! Take a bow.
Was that a phantom double pass-through? I'd tell them they're now C1 dancers, is what I would have told them. Yeah, you can take your bibs or your pennies or your whatever.
Alrighty then. If there's no further questions, meeting adjourned. Give them a hand.
Give the dancers a big hand, yeah.